he might be the oldest addition to the practice squad. One of the oldest in league history, I don't know. But 41-year-old Mercedes Lewis, now a Broncos practice squad member.
Oh gosh, I guess you're not supposed to say, because I'm just, what I want to say, was he on the field, but what is the right way to answer that question and even ask it?
Well, I mean, I think his chances of getting elevated Sunday are very good. Let's just leave it at that. How about that?
That's good. That's very fair. And we'll hear more details when Sean speaks, right?
Yeah, and it just shows you where they're at, D-Mac. I mean, he's always been one of the best blocking tight ends at the position, and they obviously need that. And they made some waiver claims on some tight ends, but were beaten to them. I think Cleveland got one instead because of the waiver claim order. So they've been trying to add a blocker at the position, and this is what they could put together. He worked out yesterday, and they liked what they saw.
Jeff, it feels like there are a lot of national guys insinuating that the Broncos are in the market. Matter of fact, perhaps even already making phone calls. Schefter said this call's been made for the Broncos in terms of looking for another wide receiver out there. Do you buy into that? Anything you can tell us on it?
I buy that there's some cursory interest, Tyler, but how much they're willing to give up. And frankly, I have a hard time understanding what they would do with a rotation that already seems out of sorts with who they have. But, they're certainly going to take a look because I think they feel like they're in the mix now. And, if you can make a move, you're gonna. But, do I believe they'll give up a lot of draft capital or other players? That's not the indication I've been given yet, but there's always a chance you're getting lied to at this time of year. So, but I do know other GMs have told me they're out there kicking the tires. I haven't had anybody use the word aggressive with me yet.
Hey, going and getting ready for this game, the strength of Houston is stopping the run, and what's been one of the big strengths for Denver this season is running the ball. Who do you see with an advantage in that area of the game?
Yeah, Scotty, this is probably the best defense they've played to this point, I think. And I think it will be a good test of both Sean Payton's willingness to hang in with the run game, even though it may not look good on a few carries. But, the only way they're going to manage the Texans' pass rush is if they have some kind of play action impact and some kind of run game. I don't think you can leave Bo Nix in the shotgun for this whole game and be very effective on offense.
Hey, Jeff, when you look at the other positions that the Broncos might need to address in the trade market, or I mean, I guess they've been scouring the waiver wires as well. They tried to claim 2 tight ends. Does wide receiver make the most sense, assuming that you were going to make a trade?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, Tyler. But again, I watch them, and I understand if you get a proven player at wide receiver, it's going to impact your rotation and all of that. But I see a team that has sort of an odd rotation at wide receiver, and the head coach has repeatedly said we got to find our identity and have to find some snaps for these guys. And you want to impede the development of Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant. Yeah, get another veteran wide receiver in here. And when that guy's gone at the end of the year, if you didn't win the Super Bowl, all you did was impede the young players you're going to be counting on moving forward. So I have no doubt they're looking around and would add somebody they thought could get them over win them a game or two or something this year. But I think the long-term thing to me outweighs the short-term gain. I don't know that you're going to get a player that's going to have a significant impact at that position over the last 9 weeks of the season without giving up too much for him.
Hey, we saw last year when Moss went down, the Broncos pass game defensively really struggled a little bit. What's it going to mean now for them playing without Surtain for a few weeks?
Yeah, I think, Scotty, the biggest thing I'm intrigued to see is nobody plays more man defense than the Broncos, and we're talking by a wide margin. You know, they're the only team with over 60% of their coverage snaps in man this year, the only team in the league. And, you know, that's a significant thing, and they're able to do that because they have Pat Surtain. So I think it may take a little adjustment for them, but I think they might be, you know, you're never equipped to play without a guy like Surtain. I'm not saying that, but with Jahdae Barron and Abram Strain's progress, I think they're a little better equipped to deal with things than they were last year when Moss got injured. So I think they have more depth at corner, and I think it will show some. But it's going to be awfully hard to play defense the way they've been playing it schematically without him. So I'm intrigued to see what kind of adjustments are coming in the weeks to come here.
What do you see from the Texans?
It is the best defense they're going to play. That their offensive line has struggled immensely. You're talking about a team with a 50% pass block win rate, which is not real good. So, both defenses will dictate the day, and it's going to be whichever offense can grind a little something out and make something happen.
Yeah, what do you think of offensive lines, Jeff, in the National Football League that rotate guards?
I think anytime you rotate a lot of players in the modern era in the offensive line, you're basically saying we're not sure what we should do.
Right.
So.
All right. And we'll find out more. How's the health of everybody else out there? Well, what should we take in consideration, because Atkins and Surtain did not. We're speculating that they didn't go on IR. Maybe you could tell us the timeline too. Could they still go on IR, or are we past that point? And if they're not,
it's just the clock starts whenever you put them on. So you don't put them on IR initially because maybe the information you have is it'll be less than 4 weeks. Now, the wild card in this is the Broncos have their bye week in there. And I think, I've heard multiple times on Surtain, the hopeful thing would be he's back after the bye. So, but he went for he asked for a second opinion, and I think the Broncos are sifting through that information. But the longer they don't put him on IR, like over the next 2 weeks, means they think the clock is going to work in their favor. It did not happen earlier this year when they tried it with a player or two, and ended up putting Greenlaw on IR after waiting.
We were not joking, right, Tyler? Are we joking or not joking about a Tuesday tryout for you?
I would be there in a heartbeat if somebody was dumb enough to give me the opportunity.
Yes. As a tight end.
Tight end, blocking tight end. And if you don't know, Jeff, when was the last time you saw Tyler?
I saw him within the past couple of weeks, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tyler's a monster these days. I mean, I'm not trying to speak in front of you here, Tyler, but
I think I'm a pretty good human being, but
a physical, imposing in the gym monster, not a monster in terms of a bad human. Is it crazy that a pro like Tyler gets a shot if they need a blocking tight end for?
Here's the important part, Jeff. I've only been retired for 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I will say they just signed a 41-year-old.
Right.
So let's not take anything off the table.
Right. And it's not like Tyler hasn't played in the NFL. And I don't know what it takes. All right, maybe you could clue us in. What are these Tuesday tryouts all about? Like, how does one go about getting a tryout on a Tuesday for an NFL team?
Well, they call your agent and they put you on a plane. It's pretty simple,
Do you have to have an agent?
They can send a car for you, Tyler.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll drive myself.
Tyler,
they don't even have to.
Have you officially turned in your retirement? Would you have to stop the clock on all that, or?
I never filed any papers.
Is that right?
Oh,
No.
you're good then.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I'm still out there.
So wait, are there specific papers you have to retire that would get in the way of coming back? Are you being serious? See, I can't tell if you're joking or not.
When you put in papers retirement, that starts your clock to Hall of In fact, he's not even
pension and all
eligible for
that.
Hall of Fame
Right.
because he hasn't put his papers in.
Yeah, main reason was I just didn't want them to have to debate too hard on the Hall.
Okay. All right. See, now I feel you're just joking. All right. We should let you go, Jeff, because you have something better to do.
right.
It's got to be better than this. Thank you, Jeff.
I don't think